Hello, good afternoon. You got Ryan and Mike from Teleconnect. Today we're going to be talking about contact center and just all about it. Uh, Mike, kick things off. Where are you at, man? You don't look like you're in a normal place.
No, it's a few apologies here. I live just north of Mississippi, in the state of New Hampshire. I think we're a northern suburb of where you are, just a wee bit. But I'm actually at the Miami airport today, and I think this is a wonderful point to make in that work isn't where you are, but it's what you do. And we have so many tools in our ecosystem to make the what you do from anywhere so much easier. So, um, believe it or not, I actually found a quiet place here at the Miami airport. So, but hopefully you can hear me okay. And it's so awesome to see you all out there and to talk to nerd up a little with contact center. One of my favorite subjects. As you can see, I lead a pretty boring life if contact center is one of my favorite subjects, but I am who I am.
Well, I have to echo that because I would probably have to say it's probably one of my favorite ones because it probably just ties in so well. But I mean, for the average person, or the average business owner, what is a contact center? It's not
Yeah,
like a movie with like all these people sitting in chairs and computers and everything, is it?
maybe. So what's interesting is, Ryan, we've talked to a bunch of clients, and we ask this innocuous question of, tell me about your customer service team or your call center, and all of a sudden we get the Heisman, right? We get whoa, whoa, whoa. We do not have a call center. We are not Delta Airlines without the Boston accent. Delta Airlines. And we usually kind of look at each other and we chuckle a little bit. We've heard this before, right? So, how we define a call center or a contact center or a customer service group or a customer experience group, whatever it might be called these days, right? Um, is really defined by this. It's not defined by size, first of all. It could be, you could be a one person, woman owned business, and you're taking calls from customers all day long. You are a call center. So the definition that we've kind of come upon is this. If you have a group of hardworking people whose job is to gain new customers, or their job is to retain existing customers, and their job is to grow revenue, you have a call center, right? It is a group of hardworking people with a single goal in mind to make customers happy, whether they're a new customer or an existing customer. And when you make customers happy, they are loyal and they spend more money. And that's where that phrase customer experience has come into play. It seems like, no offense to any marketing people out there, but it seems like every couple of years or so, someone in marketing says, listen, I haven't come up with a new buzz buzzword or catchphrase in a couple of years. We need to get make that change, right? For a long time, it was digital transformation. Awesome. I don't know what it means, but it's awesome. And right now, it's customer experience, and you'll see the acronym CX for that. And what does that mean? As it equates to like a call center or a contact center, and we'll talk about the difference there. The customer experience is how easy is it for your clients, new or existing, to do business with you? You know, as we look back and we were just having this conversation, as we look back during the lockdown, which was horrible, obviously, the physical front doors of a lot of buildings was locked, right? Everybody's working from home.
Mhm.
So the new front door of businesses was the call center, right? I could pick up my mobile phone and call 1-800-555-1234, and I could order a product, return a product, do whatever. And out of that realization from a consumer point of view, it was, maybe I don't have to go into the physical bank. Maybe I don't have to go into the physical car dealership. Maybe I don't have to go into the physical brick and mortar clothing store. I can work with the call center team and get exactly what I want. Now, the opposite, that was the good part. Here's the bad part. Call volumes went like a hockey stick. And then all of a sudden, all these call centers were just flooded with calls. Now, I don't know about you, but how many people out there work with Microsoft, right? Have you ever called Microsoft support? Thank you for calling Microsoft. Your estimated wait time is 2 days, 4 hours, 30 minutes, right? So when you call into a call center and you hear your estimated wait time is, 2 hours, right? Now, if you call like American Airlines or Delta, you might actually hear that. Um, that's a frustration point, lousy customer experience. The other
Mhm.
part of that is I always remember that. I no longer have a landline. Now, if you have a landline still out there, this is the judgment-free zone. Don't worry about it. No, you'll be fine. But I'll never forget when I had a problem with the bill or whatever, I would call into the phone company and they was the first thing they asked me, Ryan,
Your phone number?
what is your phone number?
What is your phone number?
Wait, I'm calling from the phone that I'm connecting on that POTS line, right? Plain old telephone service line to you, and you're asking me what my phone number is? Don't you have this thing called caller ID, right? It's an invention, and I mean it's relatively new since like 1972, but don't you have that? Now that's a terrible customer experience. And what we found is with the lockdown and the pandemic, yes, customers had to modify how they contact businesses. The front door was locked, so the new front door was actually the call center. Now, because of that, the call center teams weren't ready for that. They're like, oh my God, there's like 400 people in queue. Estimated wait time is 3 hours. Customers are angry because they had to wait in line for an hour to get picked up. Um,
Yeah,
so
just stir on
things,
flood.
yeah, yeah. So things sort of had to change, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. Now the question is there a difference between a call center and a contact center? Hmm, From Not really, right? I think a call center is more voice related. Um, I am, Ryan says, "Oh, here's Mike. Here's our contact center expert." I call contact center call centers every single day. I worked
Mhm.
in the call center for 7 years. I started answering answering calls in a contact center. Um, by the way, 4 weeks of training. I'm a call center agent, right? This was my script. I still remember. Thank you for calling Cat Fancy Magazine. Credit card number, please. Right? So we answered for over 100 different magazines, and our job was just to get the subscription, get them in and get them out. Now, Ryan, if you were going to call a business and the first thing they said is, "May I have your credit card number?" Would you do business with them in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely not.
You're like,
No.
this is a scam, right? You got to hang up on them.
Mhm.
So from a call center from, let's just say 30 years ago, plus or minus, without dating myself, to a contact center today, I think some of the biggest differences with that is just the empathy and the support that those
Mhm.
hardworking call center agents provide. Um, so a call center, if you want differentiate, a call center is voice focused, the classic 1-800 number, 188 number. And then a contact center, in theory, even though this doesn't happen, should be multimodal, right? I should be able to text the call center. I should be able to call. I should be able to email the contact center. All of those modes is something we call channels. And you'll hear the
Mhm.
word omni-channel, right, Ryan? We talk about this all the time with customers.
Yep.
It's really the ability to allow your clients to contact you the way they want. Okay. Now, people of my generation and my age, I think we're in between. I still like to call and maybe I'll text. So I have three beautiful daughters, 22, 24, 26. Ryan and I, we were just talking about that. Ryan's are on the other side, a bit younger. So my 22-year-old came to me and she said, "Dad, the oil light and the car went on. Oh, okay. I said, it probably needs an oil change. It's been a while. Go ahead and contact um, our local Midas shop that we bring our cars to. Contact PJ, tell him, you're Mike's daughter and you need an oil change appointment. She's like, okay. 3 days go by, and I'm like, hey, Willow, did you happen to contact PJ at Midas? She's like, Dad, I've been texting him every day for 3 days, and he's not responding to me. And I looked at her. Now, if I lived in the South, I'd say something like, bless your heart, right? Because,
Yes, that would be a bless your
right?
heart moment for sure.
That's a bless your heart moment. So whose fault was it? Was it my daughter's fault, or was it my fault for not telling her exactly how to contact them? Because in her mind, everybody texts, everybody can do SMS. She'd
Mhm.
rather, if you have, a 13 to 30-year-old, they don't want to talk to human beings. They just want to kind of text and get it over and done with.
Mhm.
So a contact center allows an organization to allow different channels by either demographic, an older generation, they still want to call, younger generation, they want to text, but it also allows for a line of escalation, right? So classic example, if I'm having an issue with a product, I'll go to a website, I'll hit that chatbot up, and if the chatbot either makes me angry because the chatbot is not helpful, then I want to escalate to a human being, right?
Mhm.
And the and we're going to talk a little bit about AI and automation here in a minute, but the human being is that level of escalation. It's also the level of empathy. Oh, Ryan, I'm so sorry that we sent you out the wrong size shirt. Tell you what, you keep that one. You can re-gift that to a family member. Let us send you out the right one, right? That level of empathy in doing the right thing, that'll create uh, brand loyalty and a loyal buyer. You
Mhm.
make people happy, they're going to spend more money with you. Okay. That was a long answer to a pretty short question, but I think it's a great way to
Well, that's
kick us
good.
off. Yeah, to make sure we understand what a call center is, right? It's not software, it's not hardware. Um, it's all about humans and the human interaction and what their job is. What else you
Mhm.
got for me today?
Well, I mean, you hit on it. You hit on that customer experience factor, and I think that's very important today. I mean, I mean, you hinted at the fact. I mean, doing business is not getting easier.
Yeah,
Outside parameters, inside parameters, whatever it is. Everybody's popping up. There's new brands, new logos popping up. So I mean, it's just getting more. The competition is just getting better. So I mean,
yeah,
so what are some of those modern things they could take advantage of within a contact center for the customer experience?
yeah. So it's an interesting question, right? No two contact centers are exactly alike. I mean, you might have the Smith company and the Jones company, and they make the same type of product, but their internal culture is different. How they handle customer service is different. Excuse me, some of the tools they need is different. So when we look at customer experience, it's all about knowing who your customers are, knowing how they like to be kind of managed and handled. And the other thing that's super important is having access to data. Let's go back to the phone company, right? So I call the phone company, phone number. What's your phone number? And you just shake your head like, oh my gosh. Um, what if when you call into an organization, based upon my phone number or any information I enter in your member ID, whatever it might be, then that goes to the customer service rep and they use Salesforce or Zendesk or Dynamics or, something, some CRM or ERP system, and it gets a screen pop of my profile, right? Wouldn't that be handy? So now when I show up on the agent's phone, hi, is this Mr. John? Folks, last name is Baillargeon. That's why Ryan and all my friends call me Mike B because that is a mouthful. Or as my wife says, it's a last name your daughters can marry out of, anyways,
That's
it's true, right?
yeah.
So wouldn't it be nice to be addressed that way? Hi, Mike. Hey, thanks for calling. Hey, I noticed that you bought a shirt last week from us, and you probably received it by now. Are you calling about that shirt? I am. It's just the wrong size. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Tell you what, why don't you keep the shirt? What size do you need? And we'll ship another one out. It'll just cost you shipping. Oh, that's awesome. I need whatever size I need, XL, and then give them my credit card number, and I'm off to the races. That's a really great customer experience. Here, we've all had bad customer experiences, right? When you call
Mhm.
in and you get transferred and then transferred and then transferred, and the next agent has no idea who you are. Phone number, please. Phone number, please. Right? That's a bad customer experience. So, in a modern customer experience contact center platform, there's a couple of keys. One is you have to know who the caller is, right? Give the agent a little bit of a heads up of who this person is. That does require your CRM or ERP system to have some API connections to allow hooking into and doing that screen pop or that click to dial out. That's for sure. The other the other modern customer experience has to be, it can't just be voice anymore, right? You're limiting you to a certain demographic, but you're also limiting yourself from a when can I contact you? What we're
Mhm.
seeing is we're seeing more and more companies adding some AI tools, and we're going to talk AI here in a minute, but some AI tools to help with after hours or help with busy times. Ryan, we've talked to plenty of customers who say, whoa, we are a human answer only um, company. That is our claim to fame. That is our culture. I'm like, I love that. That is fantastic. Let me ask you a question. You're an 8 to 5 shop. What happens at 5:01? Oh yeah, well 5:01 they go to voicemail and we try to get to them tomorrow. Well, what if I could put a tool in place that maybe can service customers after hours and then always point them back to we're open 8 to 5 for that human touch. So that's the other thing that we're seeing with a modern contact center is one, access to data.
Mhm.
Two, adding tools on during times of day to extend your hours without having to hire more humans for that. So these are some of the things that we're seeing that really build up a great customer experience.
Especially with hiring today, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so what we found um, is that attrition is the number one barrier to growth in a contact center environment, right? So there's a term called churn rate. Your churn rate is how many
Mhm.
people, right, you hired versus how many you lost. And we were at a bank recently, and they actually had a little party because they were under 50% churn rate. Think about that. You hire 10 people, five leave within 3 months. Crazy, right? So we so when we're talking to this bank, we're talking to them about AI, and they said, whoa, whoa, whoa. AI will not replace our human agents. We're not going to do that. We don't, that's not our culture. It's not how we work. I'm like, okay. When you hire 10 agents, how many stick with you after day 60? They're like, oh, I don't know, six. So about 40% churn rate. I said, okay, we can use AI in this fashion if you want. The idea is to build what's called an intelligent virtual agent. This is like the new version of an IVR, the IVA. And that's a voice bot. Let's just call it like this. It's a voice bot, right? What if, as calls come in, I dip into the CRM, I say, hi, Mike. Thanks for being a loyal customer. I see you ordered a shirt last week. Are you calling about that? Yeah. Oh, is there a problem? Yeah, I got the wrong size. Oh, no problem. What size do you need? I need an XL. Same color? Oh, yeah, I love the color. great. Why don't we do this? Why don't you keep the one that you have? We don't have to return it. And as a virtual agent, I just went into the system, ordered you a new one. It'll be there in a week. Huh, that was so easy. Now, what's great about that is if I wasn't happy with that, I can still yell at the phone, representative, if I
Yeah.
wanted to. But the idea of the IVA as it relates to churn is you hired 10 people because you need 10 people, right? So so you can't hire enough people to be right staff to handle all the customer service calls. So with the AI up front, that IVA, that gets you to a staffing point where you need to be. Yes, you still have great human agents, and yes, you're still going to hire and get a 40%
Yeah.
churn rate. But if you think about it, now that IVA can handle easy questions. Oh, just I'm just curious what your hours of operation are. Hey, I'm just curious where you're located. Hey, I'm just curious what your return policy is. Um, how do I close my account? Easy question, softballs. You don't need a human for that. As we know, as human beings, we're problem solvers by nature. So if I'm an agent and I get 10 questions like this, our hours of operation are from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. We are located at 1 Main Street, Oxford, Mississippi. Um, an agent will burn out from that because it's not
Oh,
challenging.
yes.
It's not mentally challenging. It's just not a fun job. So if we can
Mhm.
use the AI to take care of that up front and let the customers who need that empathy, oh, I'm so sorry. Wow, I've not heard of us, shipping the wrong color out. Tell you what, you keep that one. Let me get you the right one. I'll send it overnight. You'll have it tomorrow, and it's on us, right? Yes, human. Hours of operation are 8 to 5. Bot. So that's where
Yeah.
we're seeing AI really being implemented as the kind of the front door. And again, use it during regular hours. Use it if there are 20 calls in queue, turn on the bot. If it's after hours, turn on the bot. During normal
Yeah.
business hours, if you want that human touch and that high touch, don't turn it on, right? But it's in your back pocket if you need it.
That's interesting. I never would have thought about it even from just a backup standpoint. Like, hey, overflow's coming on.
Yeah.
Let's at
Well,
least, get something. Yeah. It's
yeah, and
great.
extend your hours of operation, right?
Yeah.
Because, as much as like Ryan and you and I, obviously, we only work 8 to 5. We never work early or late. We just punch the clock. Never, right? Um, but there's a lot of individuals out there, us included, who, some days we work 8 hours, some days we work 14 hours. But when we get home, it's like, oh, I forgot to order this. Oh, I need to exchange that. You want an avenue to do that. So the voice bot's a
Yeah.
great way to do that.
9 times out of 10, after you've been at work all day long, last thing you want to do is pick up the phone and talk to somebody.
Yeah,
You're
we
gonna
do enough
hop
talking,
on.
don't we?
Yeah, we do enough talking. You're gonna hop on the phone, wherever else, and try to knock that out, and where you just
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah.
talk to anybody. Give me my RMA number and
I'm off the races.
go about the
Exactly.
day.
Yeah,
Especially
for
with, I
sure.
mean, Amazon even cut that out. I mean, they made everything where it's just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's a it's a
And that's
great it's a
basically,
great model. Yeah.
yeah, it's great. What other verticals do you see taking advantage of that stuff? Of not only the customer experience that we talked about, but even AI. What other verticals are taking advantage of the contact center?
Yeah. I would say our top verticals right now are healthcare, finance, banking, credit unions,
Mhm.
insurance, and e-commerce. I think those are the top three. I'm gonna start with e-commerce because e-commerce being cloud-based, they understand the value of cloud, right? For the folks in the audience, Ryan and I are not here to sell you an on-premises phone system or an on-premises call center product. Gartner has put out a statement a couple, I think 2, maybe 3 years ago now, that says they will no longer do an on Magic Quadrant for on-prem PBXs or on-prem contact call center products because those technologies have reached full maturity. What that means is if you have an on-prem phone system or an on-prem call center, it's today is as good as you're gonna get. Tomorrow, it gets a little worse because it gets a little older. That's exactly
Hmm.
what Gartner said. And I think that, majority of our customers are coming from an on-prem system. I mean, I worked in, I was at Intertel, I was at ShoreTel. We were hardcore on-prem phone system companies, and it had its time, but that time is past. So as we talk to clients, first we take our approach called past, present, future, right? So Ryan and I will talk to a client. Hey, tell me how you got here to this spot, right? Well, we've been here 5 years, and this is technology that we have. Okay, let's talk about the present. Where is it falling short, right? And then we talk about what a modern system looks like. And then I ask
Hmm.
about future. What's your vision of a 2.0 system? And they kind of go through that. But you know, the verticals that we're having the best success with is one is e-commerce. They're already SaaS based, most likely. So they already get the cloud model and the subscription model. And they really need that omni-channel approach, right? So if you're an
Hmm.
e-commerce shop, we want to put a chat bot on the website to chat. We want email to a queue. Hey, send us an email. Tell us what you think. We want to be able to text. Hey, text us at this number. Tell us what you think. And of course, voice is king. So we still need that voice communication. But e-commerce, I think, usually buys the full stack just because they're in that cloud world and they get it. Next is healthcare. And healthcare, and I'm not really talking about like the full hospital experience with patient rooms.
Hmm.
They are slowly moving to a cloud-based phone system, but it's hard. We're working with a couple now, and we have solutions for them, but it's not easy. But from a healthcare organization, we're talking about the scheduling department, the collection department, the billing department, the insurance department, the post um the post surgery or post procedure um post procedure survey and outreach for patients. And a modern contact center can really do that for them because they can handle all the voice calls and all the unified calls. And then banking and finance, um, you go to the bank, everybody's got a phone, right? So we're seeing more and more credit unions and banking customers moving to that big call center experience and just modernizing everything and tying into their banking core system like Jack Henry or Fiserv or something of that nature.
Hmm.
So what we're seeing is they're moving to the cloud. They need that integration we talked about. And anyone out there with an NEC phone system, on-prem phone system, raise your hand. Did you get the letter? So NEC just sent the letter to all their customers, which thousands of customers across the globe, that said the NEC on-prem system will no longer be supported as of now. So if you have an NEC
Oh,
on-prem
wow.
system, it's not supported. Give Ryan and I a call. We have some great solutions to move you to the cloud. But that's telling that this company that's been around for 50 years, been a mainstay of that on-prem PBX world, says that's it. We're done. We can't compete. And we see that with Mitel, right? We see that with
Hmm.
Toshiba. They're gone. Mitel, they're almost gone. ShoreTel, etc. So, hey, Ryan, do you have any? First of all, Michelle, any questions from the audience?
Not right now. I think that you
Uh-huh.
covered it really well. Thank you.
Okay, Ryan, we got one
Yeah, I know
last
we're
question. We want to stay on time here.
yeah, I know we're butting up to the half hour mark. So let's see here. Uh I know we could pretty much talk days on the staffing, the stats you can get, the
Yeah.
what you can grab. But you know, you know, I think you hit most of the points really on there. What do you think, you really you already segue into this, how else is there another ways where they could take advantage of that contact center platform, really?
Yeah, what's interesting is there's this being from New England, I'm gonna pull out my Robert Frost card, right? There's two paths that diverge in the woods, right? And what we're seeing is in the old days, it was, oh, you bought a Cisco phone system, you need the Cisco call center. Oh, you bought a Mitel phone system, you need the Mitel call center. It was always connected. In
Mhm.
today's world, you can now mix and match. You can have a call center product that's different than your phone system product because you can layer right over the top. Now, we do have some amazing vendors that are all in one, but today you have choices. You're not locked in. It used to be called vendor lock-in. Actually, Gartner talked about that.
Mhm.
Um, the value there is that you can get the best call center product and the best phone system product. If it happened to be the same company, amazing. If it happened to be different companies, amazing. We can get them to
Yeah.
integrate together. And I think that's a big change in our industry to be able to layer over the top call center product, even on top of an on-prem PBX, and layer in eventually the a cloud-based phone system. I'm going to leave you with this, and you need to reach out to Ryan to get the answer to this question. How do you score 100% of all your call recordings? I'll give you a hint. It's not by hiring more people. It's by layering AI into the call center that can be layered over the top of any phone system, of any contact center platform. If you want to learn more about that, you got to talk to my buddy Ryan.
Appreciate it, Mike. Well, I know you got a flight to catch, man. So we'll let you run and do that. I appreciate your time today, even in sunny Miami airport. I see, it's don't get a sunburn.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
brother.
Thanks, everybody.
Safe travels.
Thank you.